Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where actually I want to check something real quick. I don't know if it's available from this settings menu. I think it's actually only available from the main menu. Yes, indeed it is. So, in the main menu there is an option to turn on EVA's auto-rotating to the camera. This had somehow gotten turned off, and that was why Bob was acting so weird. So if we hop him out right now, and we let go, then you can see Bob is acting correctly now. And he is far easier to control when I can control his orientation, and it's all relative to the camera. So we'll just hop him right back in, and that was the solution there. So for now, we are going to go ahead and advance to the next maneuver, which is about 2 hours away, and we are going to do a retrograde burn on Ike, or rather over Ike. Hello. These gravity scans are convenient, so we're going to keep them. Excellent. So this is a 10-second burn. We want to burn this at T-minus 5 seconds. In fact, we may as well just lock directly to retrograde at this point. So I'm going to warp towards T-minus 5. Something along the lines of this. That was too much. I was not paying that close of attention, apparently. This is fine. We can still get slowed down enough. Check our final trajectory. That's actually perfect. We take that. Okay, so next up, we're going to add a maneuver just behind us, because we're going to do an orbit quick. And in this orbit, this is still in space high, we're going to get as many in space high readings from the gravity scan as we possibly can. Excellent. So far so good. We've got a fair number of these gravity scans. And then we're going to look for in-space low, which I'm not sure what the in-space low here actually is. But here's a western mountain range, and we'll keep that. And then we'll warp forward, just trying not to burn up too much electric charge for right now. Anything else as far as the science goes? We're only about 40 minutes away from this node. Make that about 30 minutes away. Oh, hello. I had not collected it. There we go. Excellent. And let's see what else we get from this in-space high. Next up, of course, we need to approach a little bit lower and figure out where exactly in-space low is. But first, I want these gravity scans. Excellent. About 10 more minutes left in this orbit. And we're just gathering as much science as we possibly can. And it looks like that's what we've got for in-space high. Excellent. So next up, what is in-space low here? We don't have an orbital survey. Right. There's no atmosphere present, so as long as we are not impacting the surface, it should be reasonably fine. So let's just bring this down to about 30 kilometers. And we'll see if that counts as in-space low. And now we'll warp forward at a reasonable clip. And as soon as we hit in-space low, we should get pulled out, and there we go. We'll grab a crew report, temperature scan, atmospheric pressure scan, gravity scan. We'll have Bob EVA because apparently I forgot to reset these. We'll just collect everything that we've got so far. Bob will EVA, grab an EVA report, let go, RCS on, and we should have absolutely no trouble getting this done. We'll open this service bay, restore this. We'll go ahead and observe it. And we will collect the data and restore it. Now we'll observe the Science Junior. We'll collect that data as well and restore that. We'll close the service bay. We'll go back in. Oh, the hatch is up top now. Of course. Up we go. We go back in. We collect everything. We do a gravity scan here. We EVA. Grab an EVA report. We keep that. And there we go. We'll collect everything. Perfect. We're not going to run this material study again, because we are going to be looking for a new one. So, I think the next thing we need to do is just continue to advance. I will go ahead and put in a maneuver here, and we are going to burn retrograde down to about the same level and just circularize this at about 30 kilometers. Excellent. This is not much of a burn. We are going to want to be oriented retrograde. We'll grab our gravity scan, let Bob hop out, grab our EVA report, and hop right back in. Excellent. Let's look for another biome. Here's one. We will collect everything, of course, because I forgot to do that previously. We'll collect this gravity scan, Bob will hop out, EVA report, hop back in, and honestly, based on how much we're getting out of this, I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to fill out the tech tree in full. And if that's the case, then we probably want to convert all future science into funds. Okay, that's Ike's Midlands there. Western Mountain Ridge we've already got. Midlands. Oh, hello. We need to have burned. I was not paying attention to that. I was paying attention to biomes. I completely forgot that this was a thing. Okay, we'll just burn slightly late. It's fine. This should be reasonably okay. I think 31 is still in space low. Hopefully. And we'll add a maneuver about at that periapsis as a marker. Okay, we'll grab a gravity scan and an EVA report. Hop in and collect all. What else do we have? Anything at all? Midlands. Lowlands. There's Midlands. Eastern Mountain Ridge. We'll grab that. Excellent. We'll collect all of that. And onward we go. Okay, that's Midlands there. That's Lowlands. Midlands. Lowlands. Central Mountain Range, that's fine. Okay. It looks to me like this is about what we've got. Yep. Excellent. Okay. So now we should plan our actual landing. Where do we want to land? Perhaps over here. So, of course, this is going to be rotated this direction a fair amount, I believe. Let's go ahead and warp to here and see how much it rotates. A fair amount indeed. We may want to target more like over here. let's just go ahead and warp to this area. Yeah, this should be fine. So we'll just go ahead and warp to about right here. Cancel that warp, and we will align ourselves retrograde. Because this is about where we are going to be landing. We'll deploy our landing legs, because looking at our fuel remaining and the amount of speed we have to kill horizontally here, this is going to be a bit of a thing. We'll just get this braking done. Double checking the staging here, that looks good. We're about halfway through this burn. We are going to be able to control our descent, going with primarily this here, but we're going to have to do a little bit of landing. Okay, I just cut that because we overshot a wee bit. We'll point at retrograde for right now. That said, I do want to kill a little bit of horizontal velocity here. I'd like to be pointing over this way. And right now I'm feeling out thrust to weight as well. So this is currently 9.91 thrust to weight. Okay. That definitely slows us down pretty dramatically there. This is going to be only 3.24, so it's about a third of the thrust. Good to know. Gonna quick save in case I make a warping error here. I'm okay with reverting a warping error, I think. But any other type of error, I'm not okay with reverting. Gonna go down to 15 kilometers and then do a braking maneuver at that point. So right about... Actually, our speed is fine. This feels like this is less than landing on the moon in terms of gravity. I'm not super familiar with Ike. That's what it feels like. So we'll go down to 10 kilometers, and then we'll do our braking burn. Just bring this down to about 50 meters per second. This is not efficient, but that's okay. I just wanted to burn off a significant portion of this fuel and utilize it. That should, in theory, be just fine. That's interesting. That's very interesting. From this perspective, Duna appears horizontal. Okay, so our next burn will be at about 5 kilometers above the surface. We've got about another 1.5 kilometers to fall here. It's looking a little rougher than I had hoped. But overall, I think it's fine. Okay, we are at about 5 kilometers. Now I'm going to burn off the rest of this fuel tank. There we go. And we will go ahead and detach. Fantastic. So our thrust to weight is now much lower. At 3 kilometers, I'm going to begin our final descent burn. At least I hope that'll be our final descent burn. Right about now. Targeting about 30 meters per second currently. Make that about 20. We're definitely fine. Don't need to continue this burn for now. Our actual final burn will be at 1 kilometer above the surface. And then we'll just coast in from there. Kaboom. Okay, we are 1 kilometer above the surface. Here goes our final braking burn. We are aiming for 10 meters per second now. Okay. this is rather a lot of surface speed. So I'm just burning off this surface speed. There we go. And now, here we go for our final approach. There's our shadow. We should definitely be slowing down right now. Aiming for about 5 meters per second. Let's just slowly be decelerating. We're about 100 meters up right now. Very slowly decelerating. Gonna put it on stability assist currently. Just going to adjust our heading a little bit. We'll allow ourselves to speed up slightly here. And now we will just decelerate a little bit more. Wonderful. Okay, so here we are landed. I'm very concerned about getting home. I mean, we can do a gravitational assist around Duna to help us get there. We're going to have to come from the right angle for that to happen, but that'll be interesting. For right now, though, let's gather our science. Temperature scan, atmospheric pressure scan, mystery goo observation, seismic scan, gravity scan, materials study. We'll have Bob EVA, EVA report, surface sample. Excellent. He'll turn his RCS on, and he'll just go right on down over here and collect this data and restore the Science Junior. That was exciting. Did that get restored? Pretty sure it did. You can open the service bay from here. Wow, I'm surprised. Okay, so he can go ahead and... He forgot how to control himself after I impacted slightly there. Okay, try this again. We'll collect the data from the mystery goo. We'll restore that. We'll close the service bay. And then we're just going to go up. And up. There we go. And in. We'll collect all of this data. Okay, and now we are ready to set up our external post here. So we've completed a lot of milestones. That got us quite a lot of money. That's also a very good thing. But we'll have Bill just hop out quick, and he is going to grab... Let's see, in here we've got all of these photovoltaic panels. This should be deployed probably by an engineer. These experiments should be deployed by a scientist. But the communitron should probably be deployed by someone else entirely. Now, whoa, Bill, get yourself under control there, buddy. You didn't need to... Bill, what kind of an eldritch horror are you? What was that? Okay. So, Bill is just gonna peace out, and he's gonna go over this way. And we're just gonna set it up over here. Now, I'm not too concerned about where this gets set up. I just want it a little ways away. So here should be fine. We'll plant a flag. And we will call this Ike Outpost Alpha. Just in case we have another one here, eventually. We'll put the communitron right there. And back we go. How are we doing on EVA propellant? We have tons of the stuff. Okay. Sounds good. We'll just decelerate a little bit over here. Come in for a landing right there, I guess. That'll work. And we are going to be looking to grab just these photovoltaic panels. We'll have to do this one at a time, and honestly, setting this up is probably... Bill, you okay? He just decided to plummet off of there. Okay. Well, setting this up is probably going to take longer than this episode, so I'm probably going to put a cut in just a moment, get this set up off camera, and then we'll be ready to go back, because this is basically all this is going to be, is just flying back and forth like this. Very, very exciting stuff. Before we leave, if I can speak, that usually helps. Before we leave, I may want to head back to the... Whoa. Good spinning, Bill. He heard that that's a good trick. Okay, before we leave, we're probably going to want to check contracts and make sure that there's not anything else that we can do here quickly. But let's just grab one more device here. Just land right on this fuel tank. And we will grab this photovoltaic panel. There we go. And this time, he's not going to plummet. You're getting the hang of this, Bill. Good job. I'm proud of you, buddy. I mean, you're doing better than Bob was last episode, although he got it figured out. More specifically, I got it figured out. Okay. Let's just come right on in. Perfect. We don't care about the surface sample. I don't know why I clicked that. Let's deploy this photovoltaic panel. There we go. And we've got time for at least one more. Excellent. So back we go. There we go, perfect. And we will be aiming for another one of these photovoltaic panels to be deployed. Up here we've got another photovoltaic panel as well, so Bill needs to put out at least 3 more of these before we are good to go. Or rather, good to get Bob out here to set up the experiments, rather. But I figure we should probably put Bill back in the pod to refresh his EVA propellant after this. Okay. So we will just drop this thing right about here. That'll be fine. And back we go, and we'll hop in the pod, and then we'll go check on the contracts, and I will get the rest of this little outpost set up off camera. And then next episode, we will be able to bring these guys home-ish. I mean, we've got a lot of work in this system to do still. But, there we go. They're back in. So let's just hop back to the Space Center for right now. And let's check to see if there are any contracts over here. Science data from space around Ike. Yes, we are going to get that done. Anything else? I mean, some of these things would be doable, but I'm not sure that we're actually interested in doing them currently. No, we're probably not. Okay, well with that, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in there. And next episode, we are going to finish up our business on Ike, and we are going to start bringing those Kerbals back home, and hopefully we have enough fuel to do it. I'm a little skeptical on that, but we'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.